What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, I want to say, first off, start this off by saying thank you to Errol Spence Jr., the former unified 3-belt WBA, WBC, IBF, welterweight, world champion, superstar boxer, who is widely considered by many to be top 2, if not number 1, definitely top 5, pound for pound, the best fighter in the world. Now, on that pound for pound list, Errol Spence is going to drop. Errol Spence is not the champion anymore, and Errol Spence took a brutal beating. Errol Spence went to medical. Errol Spence took this fight with now undefeated 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, and now the reigning undisputed welterweight world champion. The first male to be a 2-division undisputed 4 major sanction belt world champion in the history of sport of boxing. Superstar boxer who is widely considered by many to be the number 1 best pound for pound fighter in the world, in Terence Crawford, who is now 40 wins, no loss and no draw, 31 big wins by way of knockout, 35 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch armage. Errol Spence, he took this fight this past Saturday, July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. And Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, they dared to be great. They gave us the fight we was looking for, that we was asking for. And not only did they give us the fight that we was looking for and asking for, they gave us action. They didn't let us down. Both guys, it wasn't easy to make 147 pounds yet. Both guys made weight. Both guys were constant professions. There was no disrespect, no slurring of each other's names. And they both left it in the ring. Now, it was a one-sided dominating performance on the part of Terence Crawford over Errol Spence. And Terence Crawford, he showed respect to Errol Spence. And Errol Spence, he showed heart. We don't know what this have taken out of Errol Spence, but he gave it to us. And obviously, Errol Spence gets paid handsomely. Obviously, Errol Spence is, a rich athlete, celebrity superstar athlete. He gets compensated, and he did it for his legacy. But nonetheless, he did it. And there's a lot of fights and a lot of fighters that don't do it. And Errol Spence, he did everything he said he was going to do. He was unsuccessful in becoming undisputed when he told Terence Crawford he was coming for his belt. He attempted to do it. This fight might have taken a lot out of Errol Spence's career. Now, I don't know how far Errol Spence planned to go in his career because he's already 33. Terence Crawford is 35. Terence Crawford will be 36 in September. So I don't know how much further Errol Spence was planning to go anyway. But nonetheless, he took a brutal beating last night at the hands of Terence Crawford. And he never showed back down. He never showed quit. He literally took it on the chin and still tried to give us what we was asking for. Made no excuses, and then immediately activated the rematch clause to attempt to do it again. Now, obviously, a lot of that has to do with his own competitive nature, but a lot of it also has to do with the fact that Errol Spence respects the fans. I personally didn't like what I saw physically from Errol Spence. Terence Crawford looked like he wasn't even in a fight. He looked like he wasn't even in a fight. And this was, in my opinion, the biggest fight in boxing in 40 years. Not the most lucrative, not the most popular, not the most anticipated, But as far as competitive nature-wise, I thought that this was truly a 50-50 fight, if there ever were one, since September 16, 1981, when Tommy Hearns faced off against Sugar Ray Leonard for undisputed in the two-belt era. Now, Sugar Ray Leonard had already had a loss to the great legend Roberto Duran, Hands of Stone. But he avenged that loss with a dominating performance that made Roberto Duran quit. Right? But nonetheless, when you look at this fight, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford was seen to be as 50-50 of a fight as they come. And it was anything but that. It was a one-sided drubbing at the hands of Terence Crawford. He even let off the gas, as I indicated and stated, out of respect to Errol Spence. He let off the gas. And now it looks like the rematch is going to be at 154 pounds, possibly in December. And again, 154 pounds is going to benefit not only Errol Spence, but it's going to benefit Terence Crawford as well, people. It is also going to benefit Terence Crawford. So I know people are saying that we want to see the rematch. It'll be more competitive at 154. I don't know how much more competitive it's going to be. I mean, this was one-sided dominance, again, at the hands of Terence Crawford. He did everything better than Errol Spence. Not to say Errol Spence can't win a rematch, because he definitely can win a rematch. He can make adjustments. But what adjustments is there for Errol Spence to make to be victorious? Because Terence Crawford showed yesterday that he was more twitchy. He was just a better boxer. He was stronger. His power, he had better, as I told you guys when we talked about the one-punch knockout power, who has the edge in power. And I told you guys, Terence Crawford has more one-punch knockout power than Errol Spence. And that made a lot of people angry. It upset a lot of people because Errol Spence has an enormous fan base. And they don't want to hear that, but the truth is the truth. I didn't like what I saw from Errol Spence's body language. I didn't like what I saw physically from Errol Spence. The way his face looked. He was all swollen. He could barely walk. He took an absolute beating in the ring. And I want to say thank you to Errol Spence as a fan of the sport of boxing. Not as a media member, not as nothing else, but as a fan of the sport of boxing. As a fan of the sport of boxing, Errol Spence laid it all out on the line for our entertainment. And that needs to be applauded. As well as thanking Terence Crawford for making this fight happen as well. Because Terence Crawford, you know, he made this fight happen as well. So I want to thank and salute Terence Crawford as well. But I spend a special thanks to Errol Spence because he took an absolute drubbing last night and never quit, never backed down, never stopped. Continue to go forward. Continue to put it all out on the line. And he came up short. I think that Errol Spence should have went to the hospital, definitely, for sure, 1,000%. I think that Errol Spence, 1,000%, needs to be checked out. And I know there's talks of, the fight happening in December, a rematch. The way his face was dismantled, nose bleeding, lip bleeding, both eyes swollen, forehead swollen, head swollen. The punches he took, the punishment, the clean punches he took throughout the fight, in the fight. Man, I just think that, definitely for sure, I would much rather Errol Spence take the rest of the year off, me personally. Now, as a competitor and as his team, they feel like, Errol Spence is going to come back and he'll be better, and I have no doubt that he can. I think that styles make fights, and it's a bad style matchup for Errol Spence. Terence Crawford is. But who knows? We still have to see. Errol Spence is a special fighter. He's vanilla in his approach. He's fundamentally sound. He's not very twitchy, not very athletic, and not a lot of flair and flash to who he is and how he fights. But he knows how to get the job done. More of a hard hat and lunch pail, but he knows how to get the job done. Nonetheless, he had to go to medical. This audio and the video of him walking with Yellow Beezy to medical, I didn't like his body language. Bad body language, man. His body language showed that of a battered, beaten man, although he was. But there was no oomph. There was nothing. I didn't see the Errol Spence I'm accustomed to seeing win, lose, or draw. You understand? Now, he don't know how to lose. This is his first loss. But you look at the video of him walking to the medical with Yellow Beezy, it's a bad sign to me, man. He got kids that he has to take care of, daughters that he has to take care of, family members that love him. Sometimes, it's a sport. I know he's competitive. I know he's a athlete. I know has a pride, and he wants to get his get back, and he want a big step like he always say. But man, look at his body language going to medical. The way his body language was as I'm watching him walk into medical with Yellow Beezy, I didn't like that, man. That was definitely ugly. It was ugly, and well wishes and prayers go to Errol Spence, and as well as Terence Crawford. Wishing both of them nothing but the best. Well wishes and love, man. But look at this video of him going to medical. Man, it didn't look good. I don't like the body language. But let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. I thought he definitely should have went to the hospital, get checked out, stay there. I know he gonna say he feel great. He ain't gonna tell you nothing hurts outside of the obvious. But man, get healthy. Ain't worth it. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. I'm signing off. Follow me on Instagram. I'm going. Peace.